Hey collectors, welcome to Star Wars Collected. I'm Jonathan. If you're new here, I hope you consider sticking around by subscribing. If you've been here before, I hope you tag that like button like Sabine Wren would tag a wall with her spray paint, because what I have today for you is the Sabine Wren helmet from Cybercraft. Guys, I'm really excited to bring this helmet to you, but as I looked at it a little bit longer today, I'm a little bit less excited. Why don't you take a look at it, tell me if you can figure out why I might be a little bit less excited. There's something glaringly wrong with the Cybercraft Sabine Wren helmet, and I didn't notice it until I compared it with another helmet that I have. But let's go ahead and take a look at how it is put together. The paint job, I think, looks great. I have been watching Cybercraft for a long time. I think they're a pretty good value when it comes to helmets. I have heard people talk about accuracy not being quite there, and unfortunately I'm going to be one of those people here shortly. But the paint job overall looks really nice. I could be wrong, but I believe they have a partnership with the Galactic Armory now, and that they kind of are using Galactic Armory's files to make their pieces. Overall, this is not the easiest paint job in the world to do, but they've done a good job at keeping pretty clean lines on it with a little bit of detail here and there. Now, Sabine Wren was always my favorite character from Rebels. I loved her armor. I love how she customized it. I like how she changed from season to season. She just sort of was a little bit sassy. Her hair's a little bit shorter. Kind of reminds me of my wife when I met her. So I'm super excited to see her in Ahsoka and hopefully in many other things. And I met Tia Sakar once at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, and it was nice to meet her and put a face with that voice that we all know so well. So overall, paint job's really cool. Like I said, it's a very elaborate paint job, not an easy one to do. It'd be a lot of masking or a lot of just like hand doing things and getting it just right. They've also done a good job at adding just enough weathering here and there to make it look a little real. This piece on the side pops off, and right now it's not sitting super flush, but that allows you to remove the rangefinder, which does fold down and sit, roughly over the eye. I think I've seen some people kind of show what a head would look like inside of the normal Mandalorian helmet, and that rangefinder doesn't really quite work out. Very similar to how a Stormtrooper helmet is hard to see out of. In the back here, it is not completely symmetrical down the middle, and I bought this secondhand, so there's this weird kind of yellow paint mark here, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there or not. I would have to look at Cybercraft's website and maybe also look at some footage from Rebels to see if there was really kind of a yellow smudge back there. Kind of doubting it, but it's on the back of the helmet, so I'm not too concerned. So overall, as it is, I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. Cybercraft's a company that I look at often. I may have purchased one thing from them before, I can't recall. They're always just like right on that edge of price for me. I really like to keep my helmets under $300 a piece, and they run a couple different specials and bundles and stuff like that, but it never quite seems to hit that like sweet spot where I'm like kind of excited to buy from them, even though they offer a lot of cool things. So let me show you another version of the Sabine Wren helmet that I have, which I would also say is not the most perfect, not the most accurate. This one I picked up secondhand on eBay, obviously done by a collector and a maker like myself. This is from a different season, so the paint job is different. You can see that the width here is much wider, and I think this one's probably more accurate over here to say that. This is, like I said, a different paint job. There's also a little bit of asymmetry issues on this, but this person also did a really good job. Getting all these silver outlines on this is not the easiest thing in the world. So this one's also missing a rangefinder, which I have 3D printed at this point. I just haven't taken the time to finish it and attach it. But do you see it? Do you see the glaring inaccuracy that now will haunt my dreams? This is the wrong mold. Cybercraft uses the wrong mold for Sabine Wren. This is a mold that is much more close to Bo-Katan. These really sunken cheekbones that you find on Bo-Katan's helmet, and you also see on Kuska Reeves' helmet, maybe the Night Owls just in general. They use the Bo-Katan helmet instead of using a helmet that is somewhere between Bo-Katan and Boba Fett. It is not exactly the same, but if you look at any of the photos of Sabine Wren's helmet from season to season, it looks more like this as far as the cheekbones and things of that nature goes than this. So that's a bummer. I'm actually really bummed. I bought this helmet as part of a bundle of a bunch of other helmets that I will show you guys at some point. So I got a fantastic price on it. Got it from a great collector. His name is Paul. Hey Paul, hope you're watching. Really love it still. and I certainly don't blame you, but that's a bummer, you know. You kind of want someone who's mass making these things and selling them to collectors to at least get the shape of it right. You know, it's hard to get all the paint right and things like that, but I have to admit, I'm a little bit bummed. I'm always gonna see this helmet on my shelf, and you know, maybe in time I'll forget, but I think for right now, I'm always gonna kind of see it as like the wrong shape. I mean, it'd be kind of like putting I don't know, a clone trooper paint motif on a stormtrooper helmet. Like, it looks cool still, it looks great, but I really like to try to keep my stuff sort of in universe, almost feeling like they're an antique or a relic, as if Star Wars actually happened. That's just sort of my headcanon, if you will. So guys, let me know what you think. Would this be enough to drive you nuts? Would you trade it in for a different helmet? What would be your approach to dealing with something which is quite flawed? If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. It's a place we can interact all the time. I'm always sharing stuff, especially when I find deals and things of that nature. Make sure you like and subscribe, because it really helps out a channel that's small like mine. So guys, I'm getting excited about Star Wars Celebration. Hope I see a lot of you there. We'll be talking a lot about that on the channel as you get closer and closer. See ya.